Good day, grade 11s. Today we will look at the poem entitled Remember, written by Christina Rossetti. Now, the theme of the poem applies to most of us. At this age, I know most of you are dating, you have partners. Some of these relationships may last, may continue into marriage. You never know. But the topic that Christina, or the poet, deals with today is one of death. In the event that one of the partners in the relationship passes on, what then does the future hold? Do you allow your partner to move on, or do you want them to hold on to your memories forever? Now we look at married people, a married couple. When the husband dies, do you expect the woman to remarry? Or if the wife dies or passes on, do you expect the husband to remarry? So Christina addresses this topic, and there are two parts. The first part is rather clinging on, or being rather selfish, if I may say, not allowing the partner or the loved one to move on. But in the second part of the poem, there is realization that, at times, for the happiness of your loved one's sake, you must allow them to move on. So the decision, however, is yours in that relationship. So just try to read the poem first before you listen to this presentation or recording. If you remember, in grade 10, we spoke about sonnets, and we mentioned that there are two types of sonnets. We looked at the Shakespearean or the Elizabethan sonnet. If you recall, it consists of 3 quatrains and a rhyming couplet. Then, of course, now we've got the Italian or the Petrarchan sonnet, the one that we are studying today, remember. Now, it has an octave. What we refer to as the octave are the first 8 lines of the poem, and the sestet, the last 6 lines of the poem. The octave normally registers the poet's concerns. In this case, he addresses or is concerned about her passing away and her wish to be remembered together with the memories they shared. And then the sestet often acts as a form of a resolution. Here, the persona resolves that the loved one should forget and move on and hang on to memories that may cause sadness. Okay, so the poet is saying, remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land. She's using euphemism when she says, gone away, to refer to her death. Remember me when I am dead. And the silent land is the afterlife. She reveals that she wants to be remembered by constant repetition of the word remember. As we move on to line 6, it tells us that they had planned a future together. It says, you tell me of our future that you planned, showing that there was a strong bond, a strong connection. They had planned something long-lasting. Hence, perhaps that is why she feels that she wants to be remembered. The poet is aware that in death, there will no longer be physical contact. Again, this establishes the strong connection that they had. She wishes the loved one to hang on to the thoughts of her forever. Now, as we look at the octave, we realize that she's talking about death. She's talking about her wish to be remembered, and it therefore takes on a mournful or sad tone. There is a change in tone in the sestet, which is marked by the word yet. Okay, so she emphasizes, yet, if you should forget me for a while, and afterwards remember, do not grieve. So there is a change in the tone, there's a change in what the poet had been speaking about in the beginning. She wanted to be remembered, but now she has changed and says, if you should forget me for a while, do not grieve. So she becomes more liberal, or rather, contradicts herself and reminds her loved one not to grieve should memories of her disappear for a while. So the poet is more concerned about her loved one, that the thoughts about her may bring about sadness. He therefore resolves in the sestet that the loved one should forget and smile than remember and be sad. So the poem moves from one being of sadness in the octave and moves to a poem that begins to celebrate life.